Good morning to you all. Happy Thursday. A big day ahead here as the market is getting a very, very big rally here during the pre-market session. You can see we've closed around 486 and now we're opening around 493.76. One thing I want to note to preface this is we do have, and let's type this here, Powell on, and I think it's at like 20 minutes before open. Definitely going to be bringing us some volatility from that, but wow, is this thing strong. So what I was looking for, if you're within the group, is I was watching for a hold of 48671 and then 48826. Well, we blew past that and we blew past this here. We turned it into support. Now we're so strong during the pre-market session. One thing I want to note, in the thing that you need to be careful of on a big gap day like this is, okay, if we have the open here, we do not just want to sell the open the whole time. So in order for us to prevent getting caught or trapped in a gap up and sell the open scenario, what I like to do is use that open as a guideline, and then we'll use this 49368 level. If we're above the open and above this level in trend, we put ourselves on the table then for that move up into 499.51. Going to be a big move, roughly a $15 move from this close, but those are going to be the levels to watch here. So holds 493.68 in the open, then we are on the table for 499 and into 500. If we fail or back in the prior day range, be very careful that you don't get caught in a sell the open scenario after this big of a gap up, especially considering Powell is speaking. So the line in the sand, the opening print, and then 49368 today for longs. Apple, this one has a nice look, and what we're going to be doing here on the hourly is we're going to be flipping trend. So we're going to be coming down here, and then we're gapping up over this prior lower high, which turns this into now a higher high here because we're breaking this prior lower high on the hourly structure. Ideally, we open 228.66 above and get that back through open move, or this 227.54 area. I'm comfortable playing either if we get that hold here on the market. And you can see from the 5-minute, yes, we are trying to break, or we're in a downtrend, but we're going to be breaking this downtrend move, and we're going to be opening somewhere in this region right here. So we're flipping that 5-minute downtrend and this 15-minute downtrend to then flip structure and potential run up on these 233 highs right here today. So that's going to be my watch. Also triggering a daily buy that has room higher, something that can look just like this on any market strength today. The second one, Amazon, I really like this one if we can get that 194.30 hold. And where does that 190.30 hold come from? It comes from the exact reject point where we got a massive slam bar here on that hourly. We went from 194 to 190 within an hour. So almost a 2% move the last time we came up into this region. So if we can get that hold, this gap over red, we're forming this daily flag pattern that can trade higher here. So if we can get that hold, I think we trade up into 196 at least, and potential above that into that 200 region, which is just a psych region above. And from the daily chart, you can see that that is our last area of resistance right here before these 52-week highs. We got this big sell-off. We come and form a pivot on 195.88, which is going to be key. And above that, we don't have anything until 200. So clear skies above 195.88. I'm watching the back through open at 194.30 for this upside continuation today. Microsoft, this one also looks good. And what's interesting about this one yesterday is we flipped the script on the trend. So now we're trying to form higher highs, higher lows. We've confirmed this higher high, and then this is going to be a higher low here after opening up around in between these two regions right here. So the back through open is valid here at either of these two areas, 434 or 435.60. with a macro target up into 440. So that's going to be my target today if I take this. If we get that back through open setup, that is where I think we can trade up into. Willing that, or granted that QQQ holds 49368 is going to be an important preface to this setup. So we also get this hourly flag break here where we can hold these two regions here, get some relative strength on this trend flip, flipping from a downtrend now into this hourly uptrend today on Microsoft. Nvidia, this one might be, well, it's still pretty close. I thought this was going to take off without me, to be honest. When we go into the weekly, you guys have remembered, I mentioned this weekly 3-bar play before. I was like, this looks good for the upside. And we have gotten just that here on this. And especially with this gap from mentioning at 116, now we're pushing 126.75. So a $10 move on the underlying. Very, very strong move, like a 7% move on this weekly chart. Yes, this weekly bar doesn't look huge, but 7% on any equity is a big move. What I like here is this stair-step pattern here on the hourly. We're getting this flag break here. We're opening up over structure. So if we hold 126.16, that puts us on the table today for 130. So as long as we get the back through open here, where we can open above, wash out, hold, I think we have room up into this 130 area here today on this uptrend continuation move on a strong name. And we are, if we can get that move up into 130 and get this strength up here to test this prior structure on the weekly, I think we can make a run back up on these highs, which would catch a lot of people off guard. And then there's one more. This one is running away from me. What I wanted was the 260.50 test. You guys will remember Tesla's been on the watch all of this week. We get this gap up into 260.50 testing this prior structure here, but now we've completely run away with it and there's no levels until like 264. So unless we open above 264 and get the back through open, I'm still watching 260.50 to act as support. If we get that, I will potentially take that, but outside of that, not seeing too much. This is a relative strength name to definitely keep on watch. 260.50, and then let's see, where's 264.19? So 264.19 is going to also be key here today. I hope this video helps you guys. If you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated, and I hope you guys crush it today.